Today we're going to learn two really important ideas in math contests: the greatest common factor, or GCF, and the least common multiple, or LCM. These two ideas show up quite often in contest problems. Sometimes the calculations aren't too hard, but the tricky part is figuring out which one to use. So yeah, we'll go through both ideas and learn how to recognize them quickly. Before we jump into GCF and LCM, let's just make sure we're solid on factors and multiples. So, a factor is a number that divides another number exactly. For example, 3 is a factor of 12 because 12 divided by 3 is 4 with no remainder. And a multiple is what you get when you multiply a number. For example, 24 is a multiple of 12 because 12 times 2 equals 24. So yeah, factors go with division and multiples go with multiplication. Alright, so GCF means greatest common factor. Greatest means biggest, common means shared between numbers, and factor means it divides evenly. So let's try a quick example. The factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, 8. The factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. The shared ones are 1, 2, and 4, and the biggest of those is 4. So yeah, the GCF is 4. Okay, let's walk through this step by step. First, we list all the factors of 18. Then all the factors of 24. Then we compare and see what's common between them. So we get 1, 2, 3, and 6. Now we pick the biggest one, which is 6. So the GCF is 6. And yeah, you can quickly check it works because 6 divides both numbers evenly. Now let's look at LCM, which stands for least common multiple. Least means smallest, common means shared, and multiple means numbers you get by multiplying. So for example, multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. Multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on. The first number they both hit is 12, so the LCM is 12. Alright, so we list multiples of 6 and multiples of 8. Then we look for the first number they both share. We see 24 shows up in both lists. Yeah, there are other common ones like 48, but we don't care about those because we want the smallest one. So the LCM is 24. So far we've been listing numbers, which is fine for small values. But honestly, in contests that gets messy pretty fast. So instead we use prime factorization. We break numbers into primes. Then use shared parts for GCF. And all required parts for LCM. It's way more organized, especially when numbers get bigger. Okay, so we break both numbers into primes first. Then we look at what they share, which is 2 2s and 1 3, so that gives us 12. For LCM, we take everything we need from both numbers, so we include all the 2s and all the 3s. Multiply it all together and we get 72. So yeah, same idea, just more structured. So when do we actually use GCF? Well, think about grouping things evenly. For example, 24 apples and 36 oranges. The GCF is 6, so you can make 6 equal groups. That means each group has 4 apples and 6 oranges. And yeah, you can't make more than 6 groups without breaking the rule of equal distribution, so 6 is the maximum. So basically, GCF tells us the biggest way to split things fairly. So for LCM, think about timing. Like one bell rings every 6 minutes and another every 8 minutes. We already found the LCM is 24, so that means both bells will ring together again after 24 minutes. If you list it out, one goes 6, 12, 18, 24, and the other goes 8, 16, 24. So yeah, 24 is the first time they match. That's why LCM is used for when will things happen together type questions. So before we wrap up, let's talk about strategy. In contests, students usually know the math, but they lose marks because they pick the wrong method. So these tips help you slow down just a bit and think. Like, ask yourself, is this about grouping or timing? GCF or LCM? Once you figure that out, the rest is usually straightforward. Alright, now it's your turn. Try these problems on your own first. Don't rush straight into calculations. First decide, is this GCF or LCM? That's honestly the most important step in contest problems. Then solve carefully and check if your answer actually makes sense in the real situation.